Hello and welcome to Brian's Got Game. I am Brian. Today I got a game called The Builders, Middle Ages. The Builders is a 2 to 4 player worker placement card game created by Frederick Henry and published by Asmodee. The Builders is a light gateway game, great for introducing to younger players or for those who are new to gaming. So, let's check it out, and I'll show you how to hire the best workers and become the master of all the builders. To begin setup, you shuffle the building cards and lay out 5 on the playing space. This is the buildings you can choose from later in the game. Separate the apprentices, which they apprentice 2 and then only have 2. Separate them from the worker deck and give 1 to each player. And put the rest in with the deck. Then you lay out 5 of the worker cards and place the deck. Then you take the money, pour it out on the table. Each player gets 1 gold and 5 silver. These are going to be the money later used in the game. The money in the middle is the bank, which you will be taking money from every few turns. Then randomly determine the first player and give them the first player card. Then, now, you're ready to begin. The game is played in rounds. Each player gets 3 actions. One of the actions you can do is to start construction. You take one of the buildings and place it next to your character, and once one is removed, not your character but your workers, and you flip over the next one. You cannot draw from this one. This is just to get an idea of what's next. For this player's second action, they want to gain or recruit a worker. They want to choose one that goes well with their worker and some of the ones up here. So whenever they recruit it, they can use those 2 workers to build one of these buildings. Like if he recruited this guy, then sent one of them to work here, next turn he would instantly complete for just 1 action. So you want to make sure to choose one that corresponds with your other workers and buildings that you can do. Once one is drawn, you just release it. Let's take a look at one of these cards. This worker has stone, wood, knowledge, and tile. These are the different things you use to build these cards. So, on your turn, this is the third action, you can send your worker to work to start building. So you can send him to work here to match these up. But whenever you send a worker to work, you have to pay him the amount it says in the right top corner. This one is 2, 4, 4, 5, 3, 3. This guy costs 4. So he would give up. Silvers are 1s, golds are 5. This person, to finish his building, he needs another wood. To get this, he would have to send this other worker to work. However, you can't. The only way you can send 2 workers to the same building to build, same one, the first one takes 1 action, the second one takes 2 actions. So to do this, they would need another action. So they have to wait till next turn to be able to do it. The last thing you can do is give up actions for coins. So if you had an extra action or 2, like an extra action, let's say you got a construction and sent one there, but you only have one and you can't send the other guy there, you can give up that action for more money. 1 action for 1, 2 actions for 3, and 3 actions for 6. Now it's the next player's turn. He also gets 3 actions, and he can gain a building, and gain another worker, probably something with tile, but not very expensive. And then he can send one to work. Please note that you can also buy actions for 5 coins each. Play continues as they all do similar things. Drawing, placing, or doing other things. Let's say it was this person's turn again. They would want to send this person to work. Sending him to work, and you can just exchange money whenever. Though it's best to do it on your turn so the other players know you're not stealing money. Sends this guy to work. Now look, it takes 2 wood and 1 knowledge to complete it. Well, now he has 2 wood and at least 1 knowledge. So he completes this building. This building then is flipped over. But please take note that this, when you complete it, you get 6 money. You get 6 money. Flip it over. It's worth a point at the end of the game. And these guys get sent back to you. Play continues as players gain buildings, finish buildings, gain workers. When one player gets 17 points, the game ends. This is the last round. Then the game ends, and then you do score. Also in the building deck, there are tools. There are a bunch, but there are like buildings. You have to build them. This one's called the circular saw. It's worth 1 point at the end of the game. So they're worth less. They're easier to build. But when you build it, it's pretty much one of your workers. This one gives you 2 wood. That's it. It's not bad. Why it's not bad? Well, that's because you can go to work for free. Final scoring happens after the last round. Players count up the victory points shown on their cards, not counting unfinished ones. Like this is worth 1, but it isn't finished. Every 10 coins is worth 1 point. He would have 1, he would have 1, he would have 9. But let's say someone got 18. It is possible for someone to have almost no money but get 18, and then someone to have like 16 but have tons of money and win just because of their money. I've got my dad here for a parent's opinion. So, what do you think of the Builders?
I really like the Builders. Worker placement type games are not my favorite. And so I was a little hesitant when I picked this one up. However, I did see it in the store, and I love the artwork. And so that's why I ended up picking it up. But the worker placement is not too heavy for me. And so I really like it.
I like it. Like you said, the artwork is pretty good. The components, sure, it's just cards, but the coins are pretty good. They're nice plastic.
Yeah, the coins are nicely molded, so it adds to the feel of the game. They could have been a little bit heavier. They do kind of clink around and bounce around, but the cards are really well done. So overall, the components are good.
Do these ones have a finish?
Yeah, it's got the typical linen finish that most cards have.
The artwork is wonderful. I love it. Especially the unfinished building. Like, you have the destroyed, like, or halfway built building picture, and then the wonderful finish.
Yeah, the detail on the cards. Like you said, the halfway constructed buildings are really nice, and then when you flip them over and see the final building, they're just really, really well done. Kind of a computer type animation for the artwork style. Very, very well done.
Yeah, I like how they chose the signs for stone, wood, knowledge, tile.
Yeah, they're really easy to see, and when you line them up, you can see, oh, I need to do, 2 more tile, or I need 1 more wood. And so when you line them all up together, it's very easy to see what you still need when you apply the workers to a building.
Yeah. The gameplay's pretty easy. All you do is pick a card, flip another one over, maybe pick another one, or pick a worker instead, or send a worker to work and pay the money, or get money, or get another action. Pretty
Yeah,
easy.
this is very easy. You get 3 actions, you take the 3 actions. Some people might say that, well, once you figure out it's just kind of a puzzle, what are the optimal matches for your workers to buildings, and try to do that in the least amount of turns. But with the number of cards and the number of workers, it should be different enough each time you play. But, I mean, it is a puzzle, and I find it to be fun. It's a real light game. It'd be a filler type game.
Strategy is just which cards go with other cards, how much money, the minimal amount of turns. It can be kind of heavy for big gamers, but it's also really easy for kids. It can be, if big gamers just get together and play this, they'll be, trying to figure out the big, huge strategy for it. Well, kids will just play it for fun and have fun.
Yeah, it's good to teach the worker placement mechanic. Getting your workers, sending them to work, and you have to wait a whole turn to get them back. It's a nice gateway game for teaching, like you say, to kids. And then the gamers, they're going to try to optimize all of their moves and try to limit, how many rounds it actually takes to get them to the 17 points.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for kids. Like I said earlier, play, move your workers, get cards.
Yeah, we've played it with the family and had a lot of fun.
Overall, I think it's a really good game. The components are pretty nice. The artwork is wonderful. The gameplay is easy, fun. Strategy can have a lot of strategy or not very much, depending on who's playing. It's really easy for kids.
Yep, the Builders Middle Ages is an excellent game. It's real small and portable, so you can take it almost anywhere. It's real short, fast. It's just one of those go-to games for us. And I did hear that they have come out with a second one, the Builders Antiquities, and it has a couple different mechanics to it. Some of the your gamer types may not like this because it's too easy. But the Builders Antiquities, I saw a review of it. And it adds a couple more things to make it a little deeper and a little harder. So if this one you thought was too easy, go check out that one. I think we definitely will next time we're at the store and we see it. We'll definitely pick it up.
Yeah. And if it's easy enough, we might do it.
Yep.
Please like us on our Facebook page. Please tweet us at Brian's Got Game. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you next time.